Hi there, folks. Welcome to week. Good Lord, week 3 of June. Yeah, week 3. Next week will be the 25th. And just as a quick reminder, for the month of July, we won't be meeting for our first week. That's the week of July 4th on the 2nd. And then we'll be meeting 4 weeks in a row, 9, 16, 23, and 30 for the month of July. Cool. So do we have any questions regarding this tune, anything like that? My plan was to do a quick review, kind of go over the intro, and then also talk today. Mostly we'll spend a chunk of our content time on the little middle section, the interlude for this tune, or the riff section. Yeah, any questions, comments, concerns? No? Okay. Cool, let's do a quick review of our rhythms and our chord progressions. We'll start there. All right, let's start with our picking pattern. That's the wrong view. That's what I wanted, just like that. So our picking pattern for the beginning, and remember this is all in quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now one thing you want to pay attention to when we're doing our picking pattern is think about this 3-finger pattern. I like to grab the C, the E, and the A, all with 3 different fingers, thumb, pointer, and middle. And then when I play them, I'm just going to pull them all at the same time. Do my fingers run into each other? Because a lot of times what people do is they'll kind of have their thumb and pointer finger aligned, and so when they pick, they sort of run into each other like that. If I slide my thumb forward, pull my fingers back, then what I end up with is this way more natural kind of picking position. If I was to just naturally close my hand, do you see how? That's how it closes, right? It doesn't close like this, which is usually what people do when they start to pick. So think to yourself like a sign language A. That's kind of the shape you're trying to finish at. Cool. One other thing you can do is kick the pinky out onto the soundboard. That gives your hand a little bit of stability. You still want some movement whenever you're picking, but think about this as like a little monopod. It's just giving you a little bit of stability. That way your hands can memorize a little more of the picking pattern. Cool. So we go to this. Let me see. Turn off low power mode. So we go back to this view. Come on, you thing. No, you're not going to do it for me? All right, I'm going to do it manually. Turn off low power battery here. Turn off low power. Oh, it's on. Nope, I want it off so the screen doesn't close. And we go to here. All right, cool. Let's do this picking pattern. Let's do it a bunch of rotations, maybe 8. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and C, E, G, A. And remember, the thumb is in charge of beat 1 and 3. The C string and the G string. So I'm playing thumb, pointer, thumb, middle. And let's see if we can speed it up just a little bit. C, E, G, A. C, E, G, A. Now you can look down to that verse progression. That's actually going to be our intro, which is what this picking pattern is, right? C, G, A minor, F, C, G, F, C. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, ready, intro. C to G. To A minor, to F, and let's go C, let's go G, let's go F, and then let's go to C. Let's do one more rotation like that. G, F, here's my C chord, here's my G chord, and let's stop on this F here. All right, so this is the little alteration that you're going to do. Really the only thing that's outside of that picking pattern. For the F, what we're going to do is we're going to play C, E, which is the beginning. And then what I'm going to do is pick my pointer finger up, play E again, and then I'm going to play my thumb on the C string, but put my ring finger down on the 2nd fret. Cool? So those extra 2 notes are going to be E open, and then 2 on the C string. Cool? So the whole thing looks like this. I play C, E, E open, 2 on the C string, and then I switch to the C chord and I do my full picking pattern. Make sense? Let's try from the F moving into the C chord. 2, 3, 4. C, E, 0, 2, and then the C chord. Beautiful. All right, now let's try and take a look at what our intro to that is. If we look at where we're doing this move, it happens right here. F, And so what we want to do is we want to kind of create this 3-measure cycle. And this goes back to something that I was mentioning before, right? Like we want to think about the things that are tricky in our, we want to think about the skills that we're trying to build in our repertoire, and then we want to create these small little exercises. So the next exercise I'm going to do is a really great one to tack on. Let's say you do that, 40 seconds of doing the picking pattern, going through the chord progression. If I wanted to add one more thing because I had another minute while the water was still boiling on the stove or whatever, then I could do a little exercise like this, right? I could take those 3 chords and then I could do the picking pattern on G. I could do my little alteration or my melody on F, and then I could do my picking pattern on C, and it'd be a nice little 3-measure exercise. And if I put that in a loop, what happens is I can start to get exposure to this one little moment where something changes or something feels a little different, right? All right, so let's see if we can try it. We'll play the G chord, picking pattern. We'll play the F chord with that little alteration, then we'll play the C chord with the picking pattern. 1, 2, ready, G. C, E, G. Let's go to F, play C, E, 0, 2, and then to the C chord. Nice. Let's try it again. G chord. And let's go to the F, C, E, E1, E0, C2, and then the picking pattern on some. Let's go 2 more times. Here we go. G, and let's go F, 0, 2, and then to the C chord. Nice. One more time. Let's go G chord, F chord with the alteration, 0, 2, and then to the C chord. All right, let's start at the top. Here we go. C chord, G chord, let's go A minor, let's go F, let's go C, let's go G, and here's our F with the alteration, 0, 2, and there's our C chord. Beautiful. All right, let's take that exact same thing and let's see if we can speed it up just a touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, G chord, A minor, F, C to G, and here's our 3rd F. Here we go. 0, 2, and then to the C chord. Beautiful. Cool. So you kind of hear what I'm saying about creating these small exercises, right? The tricky part is G to F to C. So if we loop that, it's a nice little moment of exposure. It's a nice moment that we can kind of build into muscle memory, so it just doesn't feel like a surprise every time we play it. Okay, let's review the next picking pattern. The next rhythmic pattern, which is just the exact same rhythm, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're playing different sounds now. We're going strum with the pointer finger, then we're doing a ghost note with our thumb. Cool. So it's down, thumb, just alternating between those 2 sounds. Cool. And if we use that same chord progression, then we get our verse. Let's play a C. Find myself, G, in times of trouble, A minor. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Good. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Beautiful. Nicely done. Awesome. You sit here telling me that, oh, I don't have time, I don't have blah, blah, well, all these things, and I'm watching you and I'm not seeing the chord progression and your hands are moving through them. So obviously you do have some exposure. And remember, it's not a ton to memorize. So it's more just about, can I consistently do it to the point where my ears are sort of guiding me? It's not like I have to think or look, use my eyes to tell me what chord comes next. My ears and my hands are doing it for me. Okay, so remember, the right hand's job in the beginner arrangement is to basically be able to move between these 2 things. And the only place we really use this picking pattern is for the intro. Cool? So let's pick up the tempo just a touch. I'll go ahead and move to this, and then let's try to move through a chorus. We'll go 1 round as the intro, then we'll go the verse with the repeat, and then we'll go into the chorus. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and C, to G, to A minor, to F, here we go, 0, 2, all right. Find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Strum, thumb, strum, wisdom, let it be down, G, C. Good. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Chorus, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it, F to C. And we end the same, C and G and F and C, right? That's nice. So now just pretend we're in chorus 2. Let it be, repeat. Let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Beautiful. And let's finish there on 1. Nicely done. Okay, cool. Obviously, the chorus was a little less recognizable to you. It's probably because you haven't got as many reps. We probably started on the verse. We've done more repetitions of that. So you want to think to yourself, where's the weaknesses or where are the parts that are more unfamiliar to me, and see if you can get more exposure to kind of bring those all up to the same level. Cool? All right, so let's go to the overview. Now we sort of are armed with all the things that we need. We've got our intro here, picking through the chord progression, right? Verse chord progression. Then we got our verse 1. Then we get into our chorus. So the thing you want to pay attention to going into chorus 1 is that these repeats don't apply. So that means that we just play through this once. A minor, G, F, C, C, G, F, C. Make sense? Cool. Then we go to verse 2, when the brokenhearted, that's the same. And then we go into chorus 2, which we have to remember is doubled. That's why C2, then you will actually play those repeats. Make sense? Okay, awesome. Cool. That takes us to here, the riff. Let's talk a little bit about the riff. The riff is really kind of the same idea. What we're doing is combining these little small melodic fragments with chords. So I want you to start with an F chord like this. Now what I want you to do, sorry, not an F chord. Let's play this melody. Let's play 1, 0, 2. Okay, so what I'm playing is 1 on the E string, open E, and then the 2 on the C string. See if you can find those notes. Right? 1, 0, and then 2 on the C string. Nice. Bum, bum, bum. Now right after that, what we're going to do is play a C chord. So it sounds like this. Bum, 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 bum. Now we hold that a little bit longer. That's a half note, so that means 1, 2. Now from there, we're going to play 1, 0 on the A string. Cool. So go C chord. And then we play 1, 0. Now we go G, half note. G, half note. Yep. And then F. And then C. Cool. So that whole riff section sounds like this. We play 1, 0, 2, C chord. 1, 0, G chord. F. And then C. Nice, cool, and you recognize it. Yeah, it's that little moment in the song where there's no singing and it just goes ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum-bum, and then into the next verse. Cool, so we try it one more time. We play 1, 0, and then 2 on the C string. C chord, 1, 0, G, and then F, and then C. Beautiful. Let's try one more time. Here we go. 1, 0. 2 C, and then the C chord, and then 1, 0, and then G, and then F, and then C. Now this riff section actually does like a little call and response. We play it once that way, and then we play it once this way. Now what I want you to know is that most of that is actually identical. The only difference is instead of playing this, we're going to play this. The octave. So we're playing 8, 7, and 5 on the A string. And I would recommend playing pinky ring, and then pointer. Now when you switch to the C chord, you can shift down to give it your ring, right? And so when I play that chord, my ring is here and my pointer can play 1, 0 after that, right? Then 1, 0, and then G, and then F, and then C. Cool, so our second rotation, remember, only thing we're altering is the first part of the phrase. We play 8, 7, 5, and then C chord, and then 1, 0, G, F, and then C. Beautiful. So it's all the same except for that first couple of notes, right? Let's go ahead and play 1, 0, and then 2 on the C string. 1, 0, 2, C chord. 1, 0, G, F, and then C. So there's the call. Now the response, we're going to slide up to 8, 7, 5, C chord, 1, 0, G chord, F chord, and then C. Nicely done. Cool. Let's try that together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Riff. 1, 0, 2, C chord. 1, 0, G chord, F, and C. There's my call. Now my response is up high. We go 8, 7, 5, C chord, 1, 0, G chord, F chord, and then the C chord. Cool, let's do a quick recording. We'll go here, zoom. All right, here is our riff section. Remember, we're opening with this melody. 1, 0 on the E string, and then 2, the 2 on the C string. 1, 0, 2, then we shift to a C chord, we strum, then we play 1, 0 on the A string, G chord, F chord, and the C chord. Nice. Let's try that again. 1, 0, 2, C chord. 1, 0. Play a G. Play an F. And then to the C. Now for our next phrase, the only thing we're changing is these first 4 notes. But we're going to play them here. First 3 notes. Sorry. We're going to play 8, 7, and 5. Then from there it's the same. We shift to a C chord. We play 1, 0. We play a G chord and an F chord and a C. So it's just this call and response between the lower version of the first 3 notes and the higher ones. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 0. 2 on the C string, C chord. 1, 0. G, F, and C. Hold for 4. Counts up to 8. Here we go. 8, 7, 5, C chord. 1, 0, G, F, and C. Then we go into the verse progression with our picking pattern. Our strumming pattern. Any questions? Feel good? Feel good? Feel good? All right, remember that section happens kind of in the map of our tune, right? If we look at this overview, that happens right after the second chorus. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Then we go into that riff section. And then guess what? We're into the verse, which we already know how to do. Then we're into the chorus on the 3. Make sense? Cool. Now, what I don't have written here that I realize I need to edit is that there is a little outro riff that happens right here. And that's easy to play. It's actually just the first half of what we played in the middle riff section. So instead of playing 2 with a call and response, it's just that 1. So we play. Now, just like any sort of outro, we can slow it down, kind of give this dramatic effect, and then we know we're finishing. Cool? So again, I'll make that alteration on the song sheet. I know it's not written there, but there is supposed to be an outro riff that happens at the end as well. Make sense? Cool. So just kind of the alteration, or the things that sort of stand out to me, is I need to know how to do the intro, which is just the verse progression with that picking pattern, C-E-G-A, right? Then I need to know how to do that riff, which is kind of mixing the melody with the chords. And then for the last riff, I just play the first half of the riff. Does that make sense? Awesome. Can we do it? Can we take it from the top? All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. From the intro, kind of keep this. Let's keep it right there. Well, I'll kind of cut out the intro just to make it a little bigger, because we already know we're going to do that. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, intro, 1, 2, picking. Here we go. C, E, G, A. A minor. E. Now on this F, we're going to play C, E, 0, 2, and then to the C chord. Nice. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And I know you're alone in that room. Hopefully, go ahead and sing with me. In my hour of darkness, she is standing right F in front of me. Get back into the rhythm, the chords. There will wisdom, let it be. A minor, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. And the same as the verse. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. No repeats here. We go into the verse. Here we go. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be. Good. Let it be. Let it be. Let it. You got the chorus that time. Nice. Yet there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be. Chorus 2 we repeat. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. All right, let's try this riff. 1 0 C chord, 1 0 G, F, and C. Beautiful. Let's slide up to 8. Here we go. 8, 7, 5 C chord, 1 0 G, F, and to the C. Here we go. Ready? And verse 3. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. Good. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Here we go. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let's try this last one. Can we get anything coming out of our mouth? Let it be. Let it be. Any sounds? Let it be. Let it be. Good. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Here we go, riff. Ready? 1 0 C chord, and then 1 0. Let's slow it down. G, F, and C. Nicely done. All right, let's unmute for a second because I'm tired of talking. Cool. How's that feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus the singing. I don't know as many words of the song as I would like to think I do.
I would say this. Do you know the melody?
I can hum it for sure.
Yeah. I want you to know that most of the lyrics in the chorus are let it be.
Yeah, I remember those ones.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and there will be an answer, whisper words. It doesn't really matter, right? Because you're really singing the same melody the whole time. It's really just about engaging a different muscle, right? It's like, okay, I know how to juggle 3 balls. Can I juggle 1 more? I'm doing something. Can I multitask and kind of open the bandwidth up to see if I can grab another task and continue this one? That's the idea, right? And once we start to gather a little bit of muscle memory for the basic kind of elements of the tune, like the rhythm and the chord progressions, then what we want to try to do is start to layer that third element. Because remember, music is rhythm, harmony, which we're playing with our right and left hands, and melody, which we're singing with our voice. Now, in small parts, almost always in the standard track, we take the melody and move it to the instrument like we do in the riff section, a little bit in the intro, right? But for the most part, what we're really trying to do is juggle all three of those balls, rhythm, harmony, and melody. And remember, it really is about doing it wrong before it's about doing it right. Because if you never try, then you'll never be able to do it, right? It's a guaranteed way to not learn it. So yeah, at the beginning, it doesn't even matter if you're singing the words, right? It's really just opening your mouth. You could be saying the words and not singing them. You could be singing gibberish. You could be singing the same line over and over again. It doesn't really matter. What we're really trying to do is introduce that melodic movement across the right and the left hand. Does that make sense? Cool. Week 3, I wanted to put a little bit of emphasis on our singing. So let's go back to this little section that actually has the chord movements. And so what I want to do is I want to actually try and see if we can just do each of these elements while we start to introduce the melodic line. So you can see there's a little bit of a pickup. See how the C happens on the find. Then you're looking for times. Then you're looking for mother. Then you're looking for the end of comes, which honestly, you'll sort of fall into those ones where the syllable comes at the end. But the really important ones that you want to like kind of hit and use as markers is the ones where the chord happens on the first syllable. Make sense? When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. See how that one happens after? So it's not as easy of a mile marker, but those ones right where those words are. Now, for me, those are the most important. And honestly, you could start by going, find my times of Mother Mary comes. You know what I mean? Like you could miff everything, but if you're starting to find those like really strong landmarks, then what happens, it familiarizes yourself, and then you kind of fill in the spaces around each of those ones. This is a really important skill and concept, and one that I'm really trying to create a more consistent element of it in my teaching. I think that week 3 is kind of what I'm shooting for, because hopefully week 1 and week 2 you'll familiarize yourselves with all of the basic skills of the tune, the rhythm and the harmony, starting to flow through those, getting a little bit of traction and muscle memory. But I want you to know that waiting until week 3 to start to learn how to sing and play is not exactly the best way you want to do it. So even if in the teaching sequence, week 3 is where we put some focus and emphasis on it, I want you, as soon as the rhythm starts to become consistent, as soon as you can sort of do this automatically, just cover the strings. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, right? Speaking wisdom be, right? Like if you can find those really important mile markers and start to hit them, even if you're singing gibberish, then what happens is you're starting to synthesize those skills at the same time. Cool? So let's give it a try. Let's try our right hand rhythm. And remember, find, times, mother, those ones are all going to be hitting on our strong beats, right? So we cover our strings like this so that when we play, make sure you're not squeezing, because if you squeeze, you're going to get this unappetizing, not great sound. You want this click sound, just barely touching the strings with your fingers. Make sense? All right, let's see if we can try our rhythm. Down, thumb, down, thumb, down, thumb, down, thumb. Strum, ghost note, strum. Okay? Once that's consistent, what I'll do is I'll count to 4. Don't need to hit when I find, just need to hit find, right? And it happens on one of the down strums. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Let's do that line again. Find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Let's do that line one more time. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. A little bit louder this time. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Let's go to the next line. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let's try both those lines together. Here we go. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And let's finish here on 1. Now, did you notice how, even though that might have still been a struggle, did you notice how it was achievable? It was like, oh, I can actually hit that right in certain places. I can keep my rhythm continuous. Now, if you were being asked to play those chords at the same time, it would be a little bit more of an ask. You might find yourself playing a little less musically. You might lose track of your rhythm, kind of lose your spot. It's really important to understand that if you sequence things in the right way, what you want to do is be building skills up to this certain point, right? So now, if you wanted to just focus on left hand, you could do the exact same exercise, but you would do the whole notes, right? You would go, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. And if I wanted to introduce one more layer, then I would be adding the rhythm and the harmony together. So, in times of trouble. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time and content. Remember, what we've really delivered in this class is the basics of all of how to play the beginner arrangement. So I really want to try and put a focus on getting that arrangement down, like feeling like you have a functional version of this tune before the end of the month, right? Learning how to sing and play, that's another layer of difficulty that we want to introduce. But remember, the earlier you start that, the more time you have with it, right? The more exposure that you have to it. And so a better chance of being able to do it by the end of the month. So next week, I want to put a little bit of focus into the intermediate arrangement, like kind of the challenges that you could take on for yourself if those things are feeling solid and locked in. But remember, our real main goal is to get a functioning version of this beginning arrangement. Okay, do you have any questions, comments, concerns before we get out of here today?
I do not.
It was nice to see you, Monique. Have a
You too.
Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
See you next week.
Yep.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Mm-hmm.